public to pay attention to this important matter. I too have been a long-time resident of Zionsville with my wife Pam. We moved here in 1978. We've seen a lot of growth, we've seen a lot of things happen. And I want to run through some of the attractions that Zionsville attracted us and kept us here. Schools are filled with one of them. We have 4 children that have taken the schools here. But there's other items. We have Main Street. We have a clean village. We have parks. We have the commute, the nice neighborhoods, and the people are always outstanding here. So there's lots of things that attract people to Zionsville, and they all have to remain viable to continue on. Again, the schools are a critical part of that, but we do want to recognize that it's a piece of the entire puzzle. When the referendum was becoming a potential liability early this year, we began to pay attention. When it became a reality that was going to happen this summer, and it was going to be $41 million, we really paid attention. Jeff and I have spent endless hours looking at the information. Both of us have 35+ years of financial experience, and we know what we're looking at. We spent a lot of time with Mike Schaefer and others in the school looking at this 285-page budget book, and we think we have some starting findings. First of all, just a little bit about our group. The ZTRE, Zionsville Taxpayers for Responsible Education, formed this summer to get together as a group of concerned taxpayers, all long-term Zionsville residents, and engaged citizens. We have had or still have children in the schools. We have a vested interest in the schools and continued excellence. We have a vested interest in property values. We're almost all the homeowners, and we believe that the taxpayer input into finances is healthy and productive and is our right as taxpayers. What do we stand for? An excellent education system, involve teachers and parents and taxpayers, increasing property values, prosperous Main Street, and responsibility and accountability. So we want to start off with our conclusion, and that is we have good news. We have concluded that the referendum tax is not necessary to continue with all Zionsville Community Schools teachers and programs that are in place today. And it is not needed any further to offset expected funding cuts. Now, if the referendum is defeated on November 2nd, we're going to show you how the 2011 budget pays for all personnel in place. Yes, that means no cuts in teaching staff. The budget pays for all programs, art, music, literacy, etc. There's no tax increase to homeowners, many of whom are struggling in this economy. There's no additional tax increase to local businesses. I want to pause just for a minute. Valerie Swag, who is a member of our town council, hears this every day. She lives and breathes economic development for Zionsville, and she wants to add some comments about our businesses.
Hi, Valerie Swag. I'm a parent with 3 young children, so I will be using the school system a lot. So I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I care what happens to the school system. I'm just beginning my educational journey. I have a master's in business myself. I've started businesses. I'm a local business owner, I'm a property owner, and I'm also on the town council. I'm not here tonight to speak on behalf of the town council, but rather I'm here tonight as someone in a position to see the referendum's impact on the town from several different perspectives. Since the referendum was first mentioned in the paper many months ago, I've been studying its pros and I've been studying its cons, and how it will affect the future of the town that I love and my children that I love. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to vote no for the referendum this November, and if it comes up again next year, my opinion might change. I think that we can all agree that we need to diversify our tax base and that we need economic development. And part of what the town council does is it acts as a liaison between businesses and the town. The town tries to ensure economic development and a good business climate for companies to locate here. The good business climate is where corporate taxes are the lowest, among many things, but that's one important thing. I've spent the last several weeks speaking with various business owners, and overwhelmingly overwhelmingly, they understand the referendum will negatively affect their operations. There are many things that drive this, but first, businesses pay 3 times the rate that homeowner pays, and many local businesses are barely hanging on right now. This referendum, it's not just about our schools, it's about the health and the vitality of our entire community. The effect of this referendum, it's not in a bubble all by itself about the schools. There will be ripple effects, and the ripple effects will extend to Main Street and to companies who are thinking about locating here. And these are the very companies that we need to diversify the tax base. So I ask you, help us diversify the tax base. I received several letters from local companies expressing how businesses will be impacted with this ripple effect. And I'd like to read you 2 of them that I think are especially poignant. The other letters are blown up in the back of the room for you to see if you'd like to read them, and I urge you to read them. Business owners have asked that they not share their names because, frankly, they are fearful that there might be repercussions to their business. So here's the first letter. Dear Councilor Swack, I'm writing on behalf of other merchants on Main Street. We're doing our best to stay in business during these tough economic times. I'm conflicted on the tax issue due to the fact that I support value and great education, but I'm not sure that throwing money at it is the answer now. If the tax is passed, it will put my business out of business. My taxes are already 1 month's business, and adding 30% will put me deeper into a hole and make it impossible to stay in business. I employ 4 students in the winter from the high school and many more in the summer. They've used this experience to help pay for their college expenses. They're grads and I continue to hire. Without my business, not only would they have to look elsewhere for employment, their expenses would have to be supplemented by their parents. I grew up in a class size of 35 to 40. I played an instrument. I was on the student newspaper and really did not do a fundraiser. Certainly, we can reevaluate costs and make a plan that will keep the businesses open and help you without a tax increase. As merchants, we do that every day. I would like to have someone just give me money. However, success is solving the problem within the guidelines you are given. That's the first letter. And then the second letter. Dear Valerie, I am a small manufacturing and distribution business that produces battery-powered air conditioners for the off-grid, solar, telecom, military, marine, commercial vehicle, and electric vehicle markets. We currently have sales offices in Carmel of 3,000 square feet, manufacturing space of 20,000 square feet in Elkhart, Indiana, inventory storage in Park 100, 8,000 square feet, and we've been looking at potential sites to consolidate our operations into one building. Our initial thought was to locate in Zionsville, but after comparing the tax implications with Westfield, Lebanon, and Indianapolis, we leaned towards Lebanon and Westfield. We're working with Duke and Cassidy Turley to identify whether or not to build or buy an existing building. There are many factors that will ultimately form our decision, but in the long term, fixed costs are high on the list. Now, we're here tonight because we care about our community. And that's why I ask you to listen to the facts, think about their implications, and ask good questions. But remember, please, regardless of how you vote or how your neighbor votes, do not let this tear us apart. We're working together for the benefit of our kids and for Zionsville. Thank you.
And we have been working together. I really appreciate the spirit of cooperation the school has given us and the board members and working with them to get to this point. So we need to move on quickly so we can keep on our schedule. If the referendum is defeated, taxpayers keep $41 million of their hard-earned money, and taxpayers prevent the school corporation from circumventing property tax caps that would act to combat runaway government spending. Government and schools are all considered, in essence, a government body because of the tax funds. All financial data used in this presentation is taken from the budget book that Mike referred to, the Department of Education website, the county, tax information. Dr. Robinson, Mr. Schaefer, and Ms. Richard sat with us for many hours going through this information. And we did talk with law and socialists, the tax consultants, and we'll talk about that circuit breaker in a minute. This is the hallmark of the reason for the referendum. $8.8 million of funding cuts over a 2-year period, 2010 and 2011, broken into some different categories.